scientists, puzzles, and the grand Chinook event. The small oil rig seems to have it all. Let's go through this updated monument guide to see what's changed and how to best take on the small oil rig. Hey guys, Jfarr here, and let's get started. A total of 14 crate spawn locations can be found on the small oil rig, with only 11 of them containing a crate per run. Let's switch to a top-down view for a better look at the top floor's loot. You can also find plenty of regular barrels, oil barrels, and diesel barrels around the monument, along with a few health crates. Here's what I found after running the small oil rig 3 times, looting only the non-puzzle crates and scientists, along with the average scrap count after recycling down all the components. And here's what I found after running the small oil rig 3 times, looting all the crates, plus scientists and lock crate, along with the average scrap count after recycling down all the components. Here's the loot path I would recommend taking to hit all the crate spawn locations. As for utilities, you can find a computer station on level 3 inside the office room. This is where you can look through all the cameras on the oil rig to identify if there's any players roaming around. Besides the station is a heater which can be used to build up comfort. Finally, down the vents to the tunnel entrance you can find an interactable radio. To reach the oil rig you can either buy a boat for 125 scrap, find one on the beach, get a submarine, or swim over with some flippers. On the ground floor you'll have a single scientist waiting for you, but I recommend against killing them as they can be useful in alerting you if players are nearby. The first way includes quickly running past the scientist and up the ladder to walk your way through all the monument's floors. The second approach is going under the rig and using the broken wooden ladder placed up to the level 1 tanker platform. The third approach is my favourite and includes the new underwater ladder shaft. Swim over to the part of the underwater room furthest under the oil rig. Now dive down and keep swimming until you can get around and into the entrance. Once up, you can reach the ladder and climb straight up to the 3rd floor. This gives you access to a vent, taking you to the office room which includes the CCTV station. The final way to get to the oil rig is using an aircraft like a minicopter to just land on top. Once on board, you normally won't experience any radiation, unless the lock crate has been opened, which we'll cover in the Chinook events section. So technically you could come over here as a naked, but the scientists would quickly pick you off. However, avoid getting too close to the fire stack as that could start burning you and cause you to overheat. To reach the top floor you could just walk up the stairs, but if there's any players up there they might be expecting this. So another way of getting up quickly is using the framework, which holds up the helipad. From 2 floors down, jump on the beams and you can jump and walk straight up them. This takes you straight to the top floor, giving you another angle to take out enemies. This can also be done from the support beams under the fire stack walkway. Additionally, on the crane side of the monument, you can jump on the yellow pipe from the top floor to quickly get down to the floor below, which might give you the jump on someone. As for cheeky peeks, I would recommend heading over to the first full floor, also known as level 2, and head down to the back. You can jump on these crates to look over the wall and get a peek over to the stairs entering the monument, along with the ladder. If you head over to the barrels to your left, you can also get another angle where you can crouch for better control. Finally, you can get on top of the tanks at level 1, get up to the yellow pipes and start jumping while crouched. Once you're on the ledge of the pipes, back up slightly, stand up, and perform a final jump to get all the way up. This gives you a great spot to sit and take out any players entering the monument. Since the oil rig features the CCTV camera, it means given the right codes we can look through them from the comfort of our home and computer station. I'll have all the codes linked in the description if you'd like to copy and paste. If the camera has a red light on it, it means someone is watching. You can actually shoot the camera to temporarily disable it for 5 minutes, which stops anyone from peeking through. Before heading out, consider getting an easy pump shotgun at the fishing village by completing the Dive Master's underwater bounty mission. First, you'll need to buy a scuba set, which can vary in price due to dynamic pricing. Once you've got the set, complete the mission by reaching the waypoint, untying 10 underwater crates, and returning to the NPC. Your reward will be a pump shotgun with 16 shots. As you take out the scientists, they may drop more ammo to keep you going. You might be thinking of using the tugboat to quickly respawn at the oil rig if you die, but be aware that once you get too close, you'll see an icon in the top right of your screen, indicating respawns are no longer allowed. This stops you from camping directly outside the monument with a respawn on your ship. You'll find a total of 15 scientists between each of the floors, with the top floor holding one of the scientists behind the blue keycard door. Although once you piss off the scientists, they can run up and down the floors, meaning you could get flooded by a bunch of scientists on a single floor. Here's the notable items you can expect to loot from these scientists. I find them useful to refill on ammo and meds while I'm taking on the oil rig, so even if you go a bit low on supplies, taking out a few scientists should get you back up. For all the puzzle rooms, you'll need a green, blue and red keycard with one electric fuse. Head up to the top floor and locate the blue keycard building under the helipad. Go up to the door and swipe your blue keycard. Be careful as you'll find a single scientist behind the door. Inside is a single military crate along with an elite crate. You can then unlock the red keycard door to find the locked crate, which when activated will trigger the Chinook event. On the table you'll also find a green keycard which can be used for one of the other puzzles. The second puzzle can be found directly outside the blue puzzle room, in a small yellow building. Head to the back and insert the electric fuse. Now head around to the front and open the door with the red button. Inside there'll be 2 military crates. Finally, on the floor below you'll find a green keycard room directly outside the room with the ladder shaft. Swipe your keycard and inside you'll find 4 crates. To start the Chinook event, enter inside the red keycard puzzle room, under the helipad, and press E on the lock crate to trigger the timer. Starting the event will trigger an alert on the SOS frequency, which can be seen on the wall within the blue keycard puzzle room. Any players that have a receiver, like a pager tuned to this frequency, will now be getting alerted. Before the Chinook lands, you'll want to find a good spot to sit to fight the scientists. I recommend the crane as this is one of the only spots you can completely hide and heal up. The second the Chinook lands, it will deploy 6 heavy scientists. This is the best time to start taking shots while they're all bunched up. They can wield a range of weapons from an M249, minigun, flamethrower and shotgun. They hold 300 health, meaning they take 5 shots to the head and 9 shots to the body with an AK, and are overall the strongest NPC you can fight. Here's some of the most notable items you can get from looting the heavy scientists. Once the 15-minute timer finishes, the crate will unlock and you'll hopefully be rewarded with some of the best items in the game. Here's the most notable items you can get from inside the lock crate, but there's also a chance of some pretty terrible items. Once you finish looting the lock crate, you'll need to get away, as over time radiation will begin to appear and get increasingly worse. Eventually, even with a hazmat suit, it will be unbearable and you'll eventually die. As you go to leave, remember other players are likely nearby and waiting for you to leave. So first check around the area to see if you can see anyone waiting. You can either leave by boat or helicopter depending on what you came in. Otherwise, do what I like to do and equip some scuba gear and jump right off the edge. This way, if there's any players waiting, you'll be able to disappear under the water and swim to safety. And that's it. Thanks guys for watching and I'll see you in the next one.